Good morning, everyone. I hope you're doing well today, and I want to welcome you to my garden. This morning, I'm going to be planting in one of my raised beds that I just filled up this weekend. I'm going to be planting seeds for collards, turnips, and kale. Now, if you guys remember, I have been filling these beds with broken bags that I've been getting from, the garden centers that I frequent. So this bed is ready to plant. I just finished filling it this past weekend. And what I plan on doing is planting up this bed with 4 rows of collard, 3 rows of turnip, and 4 rows of kale. And then the remaining space I'm going to be filling with ginger. I have a Georgia Southern collard, I have purple top white globe turnips, and I have dwarf Siberian kale. I actually had 2 kinds of kale, but I didn't realize that I had run out of seeds for the others, so I'm just going to use this one that I have. But the rest of the garden is really doing good. The herbs are filling in. I'm still waiting for my cabbage seeds to sprout. I don't know how long that will take. I've used these cabbage before, but I can't remember the sprouting time. But you can see that we've got tomatoes coming, so very exciting there. I can't wait to start picking vegetables and eating fresh vegetables. We still have some left from last year of different things like collards and stuff, but I can't wait for the new crop. Here you can see that we have bell peppers coming in. And of course, I have some seeds planted in here for bell pepper plants as well. They haven't sprouted yet, but the carrots are doing good. We have our onion starts that are doing pretty good. Some of them look like they are withering away, but we still have a good number there that are looking very good. And as I said, the herbs and things are doing great, and our basil and peppers are doing great as well. So I have 4 raised beds that I put in. I have 1 left to fill, so we're getting there. And before I forget, here's my cucumber plant. This is one of the cucumber plants that has the pickle-sized cucumbers, and it has its first little cucumber forming there. And of course, you can see there are some little flowers there, which means more cucumbers are coming. So I'm excited about that. But for now, we're going to get the seeds planted in this bed here. So let's get started. Well, guys, I have all of the seeds in. The only thing left is to water it, which I will do in a little bit. But everything's planted up to this point, and this open area right here is where the ginger is going to go. I have my ginger soaking in the house right now. So once it starts sprouting, I will start bringing the sprouts out. And I am out of labels for the garden. So right now I've just got these little sticks from the mulch that I am going to mark my sections with, so I can order myself some more labels and get those out here to I can make sure people know which rows are the collards and the turnips and the kale and so on. So the little wood sticks are my markers for right now, but we have another batch of vegetable crops out, so I'm very pleased to have that done. And I'm just so happy that we have these beds. This here is the last bed to fill up, and then we have to get fresh compost for our in-ground beds. This bed here is going to contain mustard greens and spinach, so that's what will go there once I get that filled in with fresh compost. And back there, as I've mentioned in other videos, will be the okra and any other taller crops or any excess crops or whatever that we have that we want to plant that we don't have room for in the beds. But let's take a look at the garden, because as I'm working in the vegetable garden, I'm looking and I'm seeing things that are starting to open or are open. So I want to show you what's blooming this week in the garden. And the first thing that I am excited to see are all of the buds on the daylilies. There's going to be a sea of orange lilies in a few more days around the garden, so that's exciting. We also have this yarrow that is now coming into full bloom. Nice pink pretty yarrow. I love that flower. The yarrow behind me is starting to open up as well, so it's got a lot of little buds there ready to burst open for us. Other things that I am seeing in the garden that is hanging in there is this other little yarrow plug that I took from one of those two yarrow plants, because there was a yarrow there which was actually bigger than the other two, but it did not make it, so I just replaced it with a plug. And then of course the prettiest thing in the garden is my Tika. She's the sweetest. Look at her, she's so cute. I just love her to death. My Tika. All right, let's get back to looking at what's blooming this week. So, of course, the sun patience stand out. And now that this particular one has a lot of blooms on it, I just really, really love this shade of pink. It's a hot pink, but it's like not that traditional hot pink that you think of. It's milder than that. It's just really a rich, deep pink. And then back here in the vegetable garden, sorry, this is my bedroom garden. And back here in the bedroom garden, you can see the verbena are all in bloom. Yes, they have been in the ground for maybe a week or whatever. They're new, and they were not this fully in bloom when I planted them, but look at them, and let's look at these flowers. They are very pretty, so cute and so small, but the cluster of flowers just gives such a big show. So the verbena are looking good, and the glitterati pentis are in bloom, and all of them are in bloom and doing good, except there's one that is growing slower than the others, and it hasn't opened yet. It's not dying, it's not looking bad, it's just moving slower at its own pace, and that's this one right here. But it will catch up with its brothers and sisters. But yeah, the pentis are doing good, the verbena are doing good, and these are the little red vincas that were stuck in with my pink vincas that I didn't know were red until they opened up. So they're there. And as you come out, the angelonias are starting to, the buds are starting to burst open with blooms. So we've got this pretty pink angelonias that are in bloom. So the backyard is showing a few things here that are looking really good and giving us some color. And we have our basils as well. This African basil has been attracting so many bees. They are loving the spikes on this basil. So those are starting to open up with cute little pink flowers. And so is the sweet basil that I have over here in this back corner next to the oregano. That one right there, it's starting to get spikes and opening up. It's not as far along spike wise as the African basil, but it's coming. And this, I don't know what plant this is. It looks like a gaillardia, but the color is so rich and pretty. Look at the flowers on that. Wow. And the other thing that has caught my eye is the toothache plant. Has its little buds on it. Has these yellow buds with the red center. So I can't wait to see what the flowers are going to look like when it opens up. So yeah, guys, back here in the backyard, there are a few things that are starting to put on a show for us, and that's exciting. And the front garden, you know, of course, it's full of color. The New Guinea impatiens are doing great. And hey, Tika. Hi. Look at that cute little girl. But yeah, the New Guinea impatiens are doing great up there. And the begonias are doing great. The coleus are all starting to grow. So the front yard's coming along, and I'll show you that in another video. But look at the purple verbena still putting on a show. But this salvia is now full of little like cone-shaped, bell-shaped style flowers. And I actually saw a hummingbird on it yesterday. It kept coming back, so it's exciting. And the boxwood hedge looking good. And I also wanted to remember here to give you an update on my pots. As you remember, we potted these up, filled the water chamber with water. You can see on the bottom the water is starting to rise up. I haven't put batteries in the sensor yet, so I am going to test that, and I'll let you guys know how it works. But both pots are showing the water, you know, rise. You can just visually look at the pot and see. You can see the difference between the bottom and the upper part. You can see that it's showing that wet appearance. That's the water rising up to the roots in the pot. That's that baby bird of paradise that was taken from the one in the front. You know, just a little plug that I put back there. It's doing great. Now we've just taken a quick peek in the front. The garbage trucks are up here, so I'm not going to stay long. But I wanted to show you that Superbena pink cashmere. The color's so rich and vibrant now. And of course, this hibiscus is so pretty, and I just really love the coral pink color of it. The sun patiens and the boxwoods are doing great, but as always, we have to stop and look at this rose and get a sniff. This is my favorite rose in the whole garden. All right, guys, that is it for today. I thank you for gardening with me, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.